Hello and welcome to Easy Mediterranean Cooking. Today we're going to talk about eggs. Eggs are one of the first things that humans ate because before they were hunters and then they became gatherers. So when they were gathering fruit, they were also gathering animals' eggs. Eggs are a very clean and important source of protein. All athletes eat eggs, of course not the vegan ones. If you are vegan, of course there are some other elements that you can put into your diet like supplements and such. In today's lesson we are going to see 4 recipes with eggs, most of them vegetarian, but some of them also with meat and fish. Unfortunately, I cannot make any vegan ones today, but I promise you there will be one lesson only about vegan cuisine. Today we will not throw out any eggshells because I'm going to keep a secret and I'm going to show you something special at the end of the lesson to see what we can do with eggshells. But let's get into the kitchen. Today we are going to talk about eggs and we are going to do 4 recipes with this wonderful ingredient. The first one is a frittata, which we will make with Parmesan cheese, onions and eggs. It's very simple. It's a basic recipe for everyday use that you can also put into a panini. The second one is a souffle. We have basically the same ingredients. We have eggs, Parmesan cheese, ricotta cheese, and I will make it with zucchini, but you can make it with any other vegetables. As third recipe, we're going to do something a little bit more complicated, which is boiled eggs filled. They're called eggs with a surprise. We are going to use these eggs and we're going to fill them with other ingredients, so they will look like boiled eggs, but they will have a surprise inside. Last but not least, the carbonara, which is one of the most troublesome recipes in whole history of cooking. Many people in Italy fight for the recipe of carbonara. One person would say, I have the right recipe, and the other family would say, no, it's mine the right recipe. And of course, in the whole countries like in America, in England, in Ireland, and in all the other parts of the world where carbonara is made, it's always a little bit different. For carbonara, of course, you will use pasta of very good quality, and for the sauce we will start with guanciale, which is this part of our pig. It's not really bacon, it's a bacon that they take from this side of the pig. And then, of course, pecorino cheese, eggs, and pepper. You can also do a vegetarian version of carbonara, substituting the guanciale with zucchini. Let's start to cook. The first recipe is Italian frittata with onions, frittata con cipolle. We just need 4 eggs to be beaten, Parmesan cheese and 1 onion, salt and pepper as you like. We start by chopping our onion. I am so moved. Bye bye onion. I put you into my non-stick pan. We put the onion on the fire with our usual circle of oil. And we leave it simmer until it is brown. We break our eggs. Frittata is quite simple also for measures because you need 2 eggs for 1 person. So if you want to make a frittata for 2 people, you use 4 eggs. There are 4 eggs, so you need 4 big spoonfuls of Parmesan cheese. You beat them together until you see that a nice yellow cream comes out. A nice trick is to put a little carbonated water inside the mix. It will make it lighter. 1 spoonful is sufficient. And then you mix it again. Then you season it with a little salt and a little pepper. You mix it again slowly. Now your onions are nice and soft. You pull your fire right up, so the flame has to be big, and you pour your mixture on top of it. Make sure you cover all the onions with the mixture. All you have to do now is wait. If you want to cook it more evenly, you just need another pan and put it on top of it. This will create a way to cook the frittata also on the top without the necessity to turn it or flip it. Yeah! Now we just shove it in the plate. Ooh, great! Here you are, Italian frittata with onions. Frittata con cipolle. For our second recipe, we are going to do a souffle with eggs and zucchini. You can also use spinach, you can use carrots, you can use all the vegetables you like for this recipe. You need 1 onion, 5 eggs, 3 or 4 spoonfuls of Parmesan cheese, a zucchini and ricotta cheese. We start by chopping the onions and doing the same as we did for the frittata. This onion is so strong. Thank God I didn't put my mascara on. This is organic, so it comes from the farm. Once you wash it, you don't need to peel it, because all the vitamins of zucchini are in the skin. Now that the onion is nice and brown, we put in our zucchini. The secret to cook the zucchini well is to put some salt while you're cooking. It must be fine, and you must cover it so that the zucchini will bring out its own juice. Remember that this will be also the base to substitute our guanciale for carbonara with the zucchini for our next recipe. The zucchini are ready. We take them off the fire and we keep some for later to garnish the carbonara. We now prepare the mix for our souffle. We will need 5 eggs, now you need 5 spoonfuls of ricotta cheese, 5 spoonfuls of parmesan, 'We preheat an oven at 180 degrees and we get our oven to have the heat from the bottom up. You take a silicone shape to put in the oven and you put in some oven paper at the bottom. So we are ready then to pour our mix in. Now, all we need to do is wait. And we leave it there to cool. We sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top. And it's ready to be served. Now we are going to work on our third recipe. Our third recipe on a day like today, which is really hot. It's really cool because you can prepare it early in the morning, you can boil your eggs, and then you can fill them in later during the day. But it's all cold ingredients, so you don't need to cook anything. We made 6 eggs this morning and we boiled them. The first egg with a surprise we are going to make is going to be with salmon and cream cheese and capers. So we're going to take our boiled egg and we are going to chop it in half. Very carefully we take the inside of our boiled egg out and we leave the white of our egg outside to rest. We have our yellow part. We add in few capers, 4 or 5. We put in some salmon, which is already ready. If you take the fillets from the store in olive oil, they are the best. Now, you can either put this into a mixer or else you can slowly mix it with a fork. After mixing the capers, the yellow of the boiled egg and the salmon, we add in the cream cheese. Let's take the mix and we pour it in the inside of the egg. You can garnish it with some of the capers. Now we are going to do our second egg with a surprise. It is exactly the same method. We take some tuna These eggs are not for you, we are keeping them for tomorrow's party. Take 2 tomatoes and we chop them. And now we mix them all together. And now we fill them in. The third type of egg with a surprise. We do the same exact thing. This one is going to be vegetarian, so we are going to need the help of mayonnaise. 1 spoonful, not more. We take some black olives and we chop them. I keep 2 of the rings to garnish them afterwards. We add in some cream cheese. For our final recipe, we will be making the infamous carbonara sauce. Take the guanciale and put it to fry into a small pan. You don't need to use any oil because it has its own juices. We boil some water and we put the pasta on to cook. Don't forget your pinch of salt. Please do not chop the spaghetti or the linguine in half. You just need to be a little patient. While the pasta is on the boil, we are going to prepare the egg sauce. This is the way I make it. It's not the traditional way, but it is the safest way to keep the eggs safe for you. If you need to cook for 2 people, you need 2 reds of eggs plus 1 full egg. Beat them with a fork and then add 3 spoonfuls of pecorino cheese, grated nice and fine. I put some pepper inside. I mix it. I use a metal bowl because then what I do, I use the heat of the pasta that is cooking to cook the sauce nice and slow, so that the egg, when it goes into the pasta, is not raw. You can see that the sauce is ready when the cheese has melted into the egg sauce. Make sure you keep on beating it because you do not want a frittata in your pasta. The pasta is cooked, but when you drain it, Do not put it back in the pot. Give it a swirl of cold water and throw it into your metal bowl. You can now mix it in with the sauce. Make sure you keep on mixing it. Here is your guanciale. Here is my carbonara. For the vegetarian version, we just need to add on top of it the zucchini and onions that we cooked earlier. We have arrived at the end of our lesson today. Now I've got some guanciale kept for later. I'm just gonna give a little treat to my cat. And now I'll show you what we're going to do with the eggshells. These are full of calcium, which is really good for the soil. So we are going to put them in, break them, and then we are going to mix them into our soil. Eggshells are also very good to keep away slugs and snails. So you don't need to kill them, the poor animals. You just need to keep them away from your salad. And you can sprinkle some eggshells into little small pieces around your vegetables so that they don't come near you. Well, goodbye for now and welcome to easy Mediterranean cooking. See you soon!